It's round 4 of Bennett's BSB, and as ever at Knockhill, it's eyes on the skies. It's starting as a dry race, everyone on slicks, but who knows what's in store. What are we expecting?
A dry race. It's completely dry, dry conditions for tyres, so slicks all round.
Can anyone get their claws stuck into Brad Ray? Because so far, no one's been able to really get close to him. The 9th race coming up, the return of Scott Redding. We send Glenn Irwin our best wishes, hope you're back soon. Who wins this one? Does Brad extend his championship lead, or is there an upset on the cards? The reigning champ second, the home hero third. Eyes on the lights here at Knockhill, and away we go. Good start from Kyle Ryde and from Rory Skinner away from the lights, but it's a short run down to Duffer's Dip. Brad Ray does not get the start he wants. It's P1 for Kyle Ryde, sporting the number 1. Brad Ray slots into second, Rory Skinner third. That's Scott Redding up into 4th place. A really good start from him. He's up ahead of Storm Stacey. That's Christian Hidden, I think.
Yeah,
he's gone down.
That's Christian. And he's not getting back on. You're not allowed in the races.
Former race winner around this circuit. Remember, those curbs might still be a bit slippery from the rain earlier on, but it's Kyle Ryde then on the nitrous competitions OMG Yamaha that has the lead early on.
Yeah, if you look at Clark's, nobody was taking a lot of curb there on the change of direction, and that's quite wise. I think you'd let somebody else do it first. Don't want to get caught out if there's any damp patches held on that paint.
Into Taylor's hairpin for the first time, and now climbing uphill over the lumps and bumps on the start-finish straight. What a great start from Kyle Ryde. Yep. He leads from Brad Ray.
Yeah, got a good launch. That's what did it for him, and it is really quite important to get to turn 1 first if you can here at Knockhill, because you're straight into this section, so it's a right, a left and a right, and you can find yourself losing at least half a second in half a lap.
Rory Skinner is there in third, number 11 on the Cheshire Mouldings Ducati. Scott Redding up behind him. There's Tommy Bridewell. He's made up for a spot. He's just trying to chase up behind Josh Brooks. Then it's Andy Irwin, Lee Jackson. Richard Kerr also, worth mentioning, the Rocket BMW rider, is up to 11th on this first lap as they break now into the hairpin.
Yeah, really bump it as you initially hit the brakes there.
Bridewell up the inside of Brooks.
Yep.
That's P7 now for the 2023 champion. Into turn 1. Storm Stacey there, number 79, just in 5th place ahead of Nesbitt.
Yeah, in buoyant mood on the grid, like he always is, actually.
Yeah, when is he not?
No, yeah.
He certainly is. He's fired up, isn't he? This weekend at Knockhill. He's been fast in the wet and in the dry as they now head through the chicane.
I was looking at Storm's bike. He uses a lot of back brake, and they've had to... Oh, hang on.
He had some good drive through the chicane there, and he sits up Kyle Ryde and goes through to take the lead.
Yeah, clean move that.
Can Kyle attack back into the hairpin, slightly defensive on the approach? Brad Ray leaving it very, very late to brake. He manages to pull that up brilliantly.
Yeah, I thought once he hit that little bump there and got the rear lift in, he might run a little bit wide, but not.
Rory Skinner over the line. Fastest lap of the race for Skinner on the Cheshire Mouldings Ducati there, number 11 in 3rd place. He closes in, of course, the 2 Yamahas up ahead. Have just done battle and a lunge there from Kyle Ryde. He will run slightly wide, but will he hold it? Yes, he will. Nice.
Yeah, did you see Brad Ray just setting up to repass him? If he had a run wide, it was just, that was going to be, he was just going to square that off.
There was a bit of a twitch there for Scott Redding. He's now falling into the clutches of Storm Stacey on the Batham's BMW. Around Hislop's corner, this fast left-hander on the approach now to the hairpin, and Rory Skinner has got the inside line, and Brad Ray knew he was coming.
Yeah, he did give him a little bit of room there on the turn-in.
So it's a change for second spot. Kyle Ryde looking for his first win of the season, can you believe? The reigning champion, but doing a solid job so far. Dropping now into Duffer's Dip. They flip left through Leslie's, right again now into McIntyre's. Just in the background there, it looks like Scott Redding is walking into this as well.
His fastest lap.
Ooh, slide from the rear end there of Scott Redding on his Hager PBM Ducati. As they now brake hard down into the hairpin. Scott, of course, and he's wide, down wide into the hairpin, and that allows Storm Stacey through. Now can Storm break free of Scott? Is a shake of the head from Redding as he crosses the line. It's interested now to see how Storm gets on. Can he close the gap to the 3 ahead? nothing to split on lap times. The top 8, Charlie Nesbitt and Josh Brooks have just put in their fastest laps. They're currently in 7th and 8th place behind Tommy Bridewell. The leading trio go past. There's Stacey in 4th.
Oh, yeah.
And Scott Redding as Rory Skinner thinking about the move.
Yeah.
He's going through and he sits up Kyle Slade, but he holds his line wonderfully.
Yeah. Kyle just saw enough of Rory to give him the room he needed there.
Trying to get back past Rory on the cutback, and I don't think he's going to have the legs, but he's going to lunge up the inside into turn 1. Rory Skinner here will have the home crowd off their seats. Victorious here last year for Taz Racing with BMW, now switched to the Ducati, and he's been in fine form of late.
Yeah, well, Brad said on the grid, he says you attack or you are attacked. And that's exactly what's going on at the front now.
There's a move from Josh Brooks, who we know comes on strong late on in races. Maintains good tyre life. So number 25 on the Dow Racing Honda is up a spot into 7th. Meanwhile, out front, Skinner holding his own from Ryde and Ray. This is the battle for 4th.
Yeah, just half distance now, and if you sat at the front, this is a long 30 laps.
Well, you heard Scott mention and reference arm pump, James, and there is no rest here at all.
None at all. No, on these bikes, there's nothing. If you're on the lower power bikes, yes, you can come out of this hairpin here, Taylor's hairpin, and have a little bit of a rest, relax your grip on the bars a little bit, and
you
get a bit.
Relax over this though, can
nothing.
you?
With this kind of power on a superbike here, you're not relaxing at all.
Scott Redding goes through on Storm Stacey, number 4 on the Hager PBM Ducati, as Storm running into some tyre life issues halfway through this one, and Brooks likewise thinking about a move on Bridewell into Duffers Dip. Kyle Ryde has decided now is the time to go. Remember, he's gone way too deep.
Really wide there. It's unlike Kyle, is that normally pretty accurate.
So over the line, a bit of respite for Rory Skinner.
Do you know, I was just going to say, I think before that happened, I think Rory's doing just enough to make it not that easy for Ryde or Ray to do anything with him here.
That's Brooks, who's gone through on Tommy Bridewell and almost nudged his way through on Storm Stacey as well.
Thanks to a flamboyant wide line turning in from Storm.
Kyle Ryde looking aggressive there, right on the tail of Brad Ray, who makes his move on Rory Skinner and shoves him wide, and Kyle Ryde comes through as well.
Yep. Reasonably harsh, that.
Quite a cheeky one, that,
it was
from
a
Brad
cheeky
Ray.
one, yeah, that's a good way of putting it, yeah.
We're on lap 20 of 30 now. Brad Ray here is...
Looks like he's having a go at checking out,
and we've seen this story a few times already in 2025.
Yep. He watches, he sees what people have got.
And he's just lit up Sector 1 with a purple sector. This is what Brad Ray does.
It's what he does, yep.
And this is why he stands out from the rest so far this season. Scott Redding doing a decent job.
He is.
He's in 4th there, breaking away now from the interests of Stacey, Bridewell and Brooks. Charlie Nesbitt still in 8th. Lee Jackson's now up to 9th ahead of Andy Irwin. That got close between Bridewell and Brooks, and Bridewell a bit twitchy on exit. Battle continues between two of the most experienced riders in British Superbikes. Tommy Bridewell there, number 46, and 25 on the Dow Racing blue and red Honda, Josh Brooks. It's the scrap for 5th. Stacey, number 79 on the Bathams Adrian BMW, ahead of Tommy and Josh. There's Tommy Bridewell then, moves up
the inside of Storm.
It's close.
Yeah, it was between Storm and Brooks. Yeah, it's one of them. You know, you want to see close racing all the time, but also we want to see somebody top of the game and doing what Brad's doing. You've got to be impressed with that.
Here is Brad Ray, number 28 on the Raceways Yamaha. Final lap begins. We thought we might have a race on early in this one. Rory Skinner got out front, Kyle Ride behind him.
We did have a race on early, but just once Brad Ray decided to check out, we didn't.
You punch me and I'll punch you harder. Just commanding at the moment. Tommy Bridewell looks like he's set here for 5th place, but out front, it's domination in British Superbikes at the moment for the 2022 champion. He was victorious here when we visited, when he came to take the title in 2022.
Quick look back,
sees job done.
Yeah.
7 out of 8 it was. 7 out of 8 was great. Well, what about this? 8 out of 9 is just fine. Brad Ray takes glory. It is win number 8 of the 2025 season. Kyle Ride takes 2nd, Rory Skinner 3rd. Further back here, a fight for 11th spot between Fraser Rogers and Danny Kent. That goes the way of Fraser. But dominance once more for Bradley Ray.
It's becoming a habit.